Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Giving reverence to the sincere brothers that is pushing out the gospel throughout the four corners of the world. Peace and blessings and infinite salutation be to the elect, the house of David, that the Lord is raising up in these last days, which is made up of you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and scattered Israelites amongst the other nation that look like the other nation. But according to your pedigree, you go back to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. As you can see, I have a clip, not a clip, but a picture on the screen. All right. That what? You got World War III draft. All right. Because there's going to be a draft, especially in Babylon the Great, America. You see, if you have the U.S. military, all right, being deployed in Iran, you know, really in the Middle East, all right, or Western Asia, you see, you're going to have a lot of people that's going to lose their lives because of this war, okay? Because really, this is the end of all wars, all right? This is what's going to bring the return of Yahweh Shah. But we know for sure that before this war breaks loose, all right, in the sense of it's going to be, it's escalating. You see, we at the beginning of it, okay, and you can pretty much see it, all right, but we know that the end is not yet. All right, and actually, let's get that in the book of Matthew 24. This is the book of Matthew 24. And I'm going to start at verse 3. And it says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?" All right. And especially in these last days, we have been seeing so many signs, all right, showing that the Lord is returning. Okay. You had the moon turning, just the beginning of this year, 2026, which is the hopeful year of war. All right. 2026. You can pretty much see that this is the year of war. Okay. And just the beginning of it, you're seeing a lot of things that's going on. All right. Nation going against nation. All right. All these nations is just beefing against each other pretty much. You see? And, the moon turning into red. Okay. And you got all these, the weather. All right. So we're seeing the return of Yahweh Shah. You know, we are in these last days. And we've seen so many signs. Okay. Verse 4, and it says, "And Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." So you're going to be having, Satan, especially in these last days, man, Satan is going to try to come after the elect. You hopeful elect out there that believe in this truth and that believe in this gospel. All right. But you got to keep on pushing. You know, you got to stay in this truth. You got to believe even more. Verse 5, and it says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of war and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." So all these things are going to come to pass, but remember, the end is not yet, because right now we're still waiting for the implementation. All right, the implementation of the RFID seal, all right, which is spoken of in the book of Revelations 13, the MOTB. All right, Karama. You see, I'm just speaking in terms, okay, but you should know already what the book of Revelation, chapter 13, is talking about. You see, we're still waiting for that, man. The mandatory, all right, implementation of the MOTB, you see? And it seems like, because everything is moving quick, and you just don't know what Esau Edom next move is, man, okay? You just don't know when it's going to be his next move. See, because things can change within days. All right? Within, a blink of an eye, pretty much. One day you're living a normal life. The next day it's going to be different. And we walking on a thin rope right now. You see, everybody's walking on that thin rope right now. Don't know what's going to happen next. All right? So we just don't know. You see? That's why it's a good thing to stay prayed up. Pray to the Lord for guidance. Pray to the Lord for the path. Okay? And to direct you, man. And keep you protected in these last days. Because that's the only thing you have, man. All right? Actually, let's get that. And go on to the book of Isaiah. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah 33:6. And it says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." All right, so this is what's going to keep you stable in these last days. This is what's going to direct you in the right path. Okay? Nothing else. There's nothing else out here that's going to protect you. That's going to guide you. All right? Only the wisdom and knowledge of the Lord. Okay? The fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom. You see? And people think that, they're going to, because you got people out there, people already see what's happening. Okay? People already seeing what's happening, and they don't know what to do. Some people they want to flee the country, They want to leave Babylon the Great because they seen that Babylon the Great is falling. Okay? Babylon the Great is falling, man. People are seeing that this place is coming to an end. People have knowledge of certain knowledge of certain things. Okay? All right? So in these last days, people don't understand what's happening, how they're going to be protected pretty much. Okay? But especially, us that know this truth, we know what's happening. And we know that the only way out is through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Because we understand prophecy and we understand divine intervention. We understand what's the cause of all these things, you see? But this Proverbs 18 and 10, and it says, "The name of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and it's safe." Okay, so the only way that you're going to be protected these days is having the names of the Lord. All right? You see, that's, first and foremost, and knowing who the Lord is and having this truth. Okay? That's the only way that you're going to be able to make it through it in these last days. All right? So going back to Matthew 24. And verse 6 again, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." The end is not yet, man. Okay? Because once again, we're waiting for the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. You see? And then that's when pretty much, we're going to be, we right around the corner from the day of the Lord. You see? All right? Which is which is the hour of temptation. Okay? And it's going to be, that's when you're going to know you are in Jacob's trouble. But all of this is leading to that, man. All right? And especially now, there's going to be a drive, especially with this war that's going on between Babylon the Great and Iran. All right? Which is all prophesied, man. You see? Which is going to be the war that's going to happen in the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right? Verse 7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in devoured places, All right? All these are the beginning of sorrow. All these is the beginning of sorrow, man. Okay? But real quick, let me go to Joel chapter 3. And verse 1. And it says, for behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, all right, which is the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem is what? The Israelites being in Babylon the Great, which is America. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. You know? And this is our last captivity. Okay? Verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. Okay, and that's what the Lord is doing. He's gathering all these nations. You see, and they come into what is known as the Middle East. All right, or the valley of Jehoshaphat, which means the valley of the Lord's judgment. All right. And it says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, when they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. All right. And yeah, you can pretty much read more about it. All right, you know, going into this chapter right here. All right, how the Lord's gonna judge these nations, and pretty much the Lord judging the whole world. Okay, for what they have done to the children of Israel. You see, especially with, you know, starting with the elect. All right, all of this is happening because the Lord is pleading he's pleading his people. Okay, for what the world have done to the nation of Israel. See, all these other nations, they're gonna have to pay for what they have done to the children of Israel. You see, so in a way, this is a good thing, man. This is a good thing that this is happening, because we understand that this is the end of Esau's world and the beginning of Jacob's that followers. You see, and it's gonna start with Yahweh's return, and we're gonna go back on top. All right, but you got to remember that all these things have to happen. You have to go through the ugly to receive the glory. So we're gonna go through this, okay? And that's the reason I want to go to 2nd Ezra 16, as I had in the beginning of this video. All right, 2nd Ezra 16 and 33, because War 3 is going to happen, and we seeing it. All right, you know, especially this year. Okay, it seems like World War 3 is going, you know, it's going to begin this year, man. All right, it's going to escalate. You know, there's no other way out. All right, you cannot do something that already got ugly, because things are getting ugly, man. You see, and all these other nations are going to get involved in this war. Okay, especially the big hitters like Russia and China. You see, those are the two major players that's going to play a big part within this war. All right, and Russia is prophesied in the scriptures, man. You see, you know, that's gonna bring the end of Babylon the Great. All right, Russia is gonna be part of bringing the end of Babylon the Great. You see, and you know, that's a lesson for another video. But I just wanted to bring this out real quick. 2nd Ezra 16 and 33. All right, I didn't want to make this video too long. And it says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You see, so there's going to be more chaos. Things are going to get more rough and tough. It's going to get ugly out here. Things are going to... See, that norm, all right? That normal life that you believed in, or that American dream, that's nothing but a dream. You see, that's all coming to an end. All right, that illusion and that fantasy is coming to an end. You know, this is reality. You know, this is the reality that we're in. Okay, Esau's Edom's world is coming to an end. And then if you believe in the Esau's Edom's world, all right, you coming to an end with it. You see? But this is the reality of all things right now, man. All right, there's going to be a draft and a lot of people are going to lose. A lot of, it seems like it's not truth. People don't want to believe it. But more people are going to lose their life. All right, because this is part of Jacob's trouble. Okay? Babylon the Great getting hit by arrows, all right, aka missiles. That's a reality. That's not just a fantasy. All right, that's going to happen. See, things that's going on over there in Israel and Iran, or pretty much throughout the whole Middle East. All right, that's gonna come over here as well too, man, because those are the two major parts that's gonna get hit. Okay, the Middle East, which is Western Europe, all right, and Babylon the Great, because this is the judgment of Babylon the Great. All right, this is that lake of fire that the Bible talks about, which is Babylon the Great, the soils of the United States of America, man. You see, and a lot of people are gonna lose their life. Okay, Jacob's trouble, all right, it's a time like no other. You see? And we're coming to an end where people gonna really see who is part of the elect and who's not. All right? And it says, verse 33, verse 35, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. You see, because these plagues, or the judgment, all right, or pretty much the judgment that's going out right now. Okay, they're just like arrow being shot. Okay, and you can't undo an arrow that is shot already. All right. So things are gonna get worse than it really is. So the best thing that you can do is stay in the spirit, all right, believe in the Lord and pray. All right, so the Lord can guide you, so the Lord can give you a spirit to bear all these things, man. Okay, because that's the only way out. There's no other way out. All right. I'm just gonna keep on going, just to finish it out. And it says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child comes forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. All right, and you see that's happening right now, man. Okay, and just to finish it out, verse 40, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and those evils be even as a pilgrim upon the earth. Okay, and man, you don't want to lose faith. You don't want to lose hope. For you believers out there, you got to keep on going. Okay, because one thing that the Lord is doing for you, one thing that the Lord is doing for you, He's preparing you for this time, man. So if you see yourself in a position where you seem like you're losing, you're really not, because you have something that a lot of people don't have. You have the truth. You see, you have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. See, because if you didn't believe as much as you do now, all right, that's why it says that if your faith is like let me get that. I'm just going to end it with that. Yeah, let's get that. All right, going to Matthew 17 and 20. I'm just going to end it with that. Matthew 17 and 20 says, and Yahweh Shah said unto them, because your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. You see, because you're gonna have some of the elect that they're gonna need more signs to believe in this truth. All right, and and in these last days, you're gonna have part of the elect that they're gonna have to see more to believe it. Okay, all right, but remember, so you have to keep in mind that when you seem like you losing, especially if you losing things in this world, man, so what? I remember the Lord is trying you just like gold is being tried in the furnace. All right, when gold is being tried in the furnace, it's burning off that rust, the mold. All right, the things that doesn't make up the gold. You see, to be that pure gold. All right, so you got to constantly burn that gold so it can become purified. Okay, and you're gonna go through certain things in these last days. We have to go through it as well too, man. All right, and that's the reason why this is based upon faith and it's based upon hope. Because if we knew we were part of the elect, what's the whole point of having faith? If you knew that you was part of the elect, what's the whole point of having that hope and faith, and having this the fear of the Lord? You see, all right. So the Lord's purifying you in these last days, man. So we're going to go through certain things. So you're going to lose things in this world, because what the Lord is doing is He's preparing you for that time to come. All right. But yeah, man. Look, World War III is going to happen. All right, and that draft is coming. You see. But you don't want to cave in. All right, you got to keep that faith and keep on going. All right, and with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash. And with that, I want to say Shalom.